1. Hip swivel. Start in a wide stance with soft knees. Keeping your elbows near your sides, bend your arms and bring your hands out to the sides. To start, come up onto your right toes as you turn your hips toward the right and pop your butt out to the left. From this position, drop your right heel and come up onto your left toes as you engage your core and trace a half circle behind you. End with your butt popped out to the right and your hips turned toward the left. Trace the half circle back to start. That's 1 rep. Tightens your core, loosens up your hips and butt, and improves your rhythm if you sync to the beat. 2. Squat with alternating knee dip. Stand with your feet slightly wider than shoulders width apart and your toes turned outward. Extend your arms straight out in front of you. Drop your butt straight down until your thighs are parallel to the floor. From this position, press into your right heel as you simultaneously lift your left heel and come up to stand. On your way up, turn your left knee in and left heel out, and drive your left elbow straight behind you. Place your left heel back on the floor and drive your left hand forward as you lower back down to a wide squat with your toes facing outward. Repeat on the opposite side to complete 1 rep. Loosens up your hips, strengthens your legs, abs, and obliques, and improves your rhythm if you sync to the beat. 3. Drop it low. Stand up straight with your heels together and your toes pointing outward. Clasp your hands in front of your body with your palms facing down. Keeping your shoulders stacked over your hips, let your heels come up off the floor and your knees come out to the sides as you lower your butt straight down toward the ground. Bring both hands straight up and overhead. Engage your core and press up through the soles of your feet as you drop your hands and come back up to starting position. That's 1 rep. Opens your hips, strengthens your thighs, butt, and core, and improves your balance. 4. The bird. Squat with your legs together, your chest high, your arms bent, and your hands together. Staying low, open your left knee to the side and take a small step toward the left. As you step, turn your chest toward the left and open your arms so your right arm shoots straight forward and your left arm shoots straight behind you. Step back to starting position and bring your arms back to center, then repeat on the opposite side, this time stepping to your right and driving your right arm backward and left arm forward. Come back to starting position to complete 1 rep. Tones the quads, glutes, calves, and upper back, and improves your flexibility for straddling and other woman on top positions. 5. Reverse lunge with alternating knee thrust and high kick. Begin in a staggered stance with your left leg a few feet in front of your right foot and your left knee bent. Bring both hands together and extend your arms straight overhead. From this position, press into the left heel and engage your core as you drive your right knee straight up and swing both hands down along your sides. Release the knee and extend your arms to return to starting position. Then press into the left heel and engage your core as you drive your right leg straight up into a high kick and swing both hands down along your sides. Return to starting position to complete 1 rep. Do up to 10 reps, then repeat on the opposite side. Improves hamstring flexibility and core strength for straddling and more powerful thrusting. 6. Wide squat. Take a wide stance and point your toes out 45 degrees. Keeping your shoulders stacked over your hips and your knees behind your toes, lower your butt straight down toward the ground until your thighs are parallel to the floor. Press into your heels to come back up to starting position. That's 1 rep. Improves flexibility and builds thigh strength for woman on top positions. 7. Single leg deadlift. Stand up with both feet together. Keeping both legs straight, transfer your weight to your right foot as you bend from the waist. Reach down to touch the floor with your right hand and drive your left heel straight up toward the ceiling, stopping when your heel reaches hip height. After you touch the ground, engage your right hamstring to come back up to starting position with control. That's 1 rep. Complete up to 10 reps, then repeat on the opposite side. Tones your hamstrings and improves your balance for one-legged and rear entry positions. 8. Triceps dip with hip raise. Sit on the ground with your palms on the floor behind your hips and your fingers facing your body. Your elbows should be slightly bent. Bend your knees and place the soles of both feet on the ground in front of your hips. Without actively lifting your hips, press into your heels and engage your triceps as you straighten both arms to lift your body up off the floor. From this position, engage your butt and hamstrings to drive your hips straight up into a tabletop position. Pause, then lower your hips. Next, bend your elbows to bring your butt back to the floor. That's 1 rep boosts arm and leg strength for more powerful thrusting. 9. Hands plank to forearm plank. Get into a plank position with your hands on the ground underneath your shoulders. Your body should form a straight line between the top of your head and your heels. From this position, engage your core as you lift your right hand and gently place your right forearm on the ground so your right elbow is directly below your right shoulder. Then lower down to your left forearm with your left elbow beneath your left shoulder. Then come back to starting position by placing your right palm on the ground underneath your right shoulder and your left palm on the ground underneath your left shoulder. That's 1 rep, complete up to 10 reps, alternating leading arm. Builds upper body strength for doggy style or woman on top positions. 10. Supermans. Lie face down with your arms and legs extended. Engage your core and lower back as you raise your head, left arm, and right leg a few inches off the ground. Release with control, then raise your head, right arm, and left leg a few inches off the ground. Release with control to complete 1 rep improves lower back and core strength for belly down positions. 11. Pelvic thrusts. Lie on your back with your arms along your sides. Bend your knees, and place the soles of both feet on the ground in front of your hips. Press into your heels and engage your butt and hamstrings to drive your hips straight up off the ground. Pause, then lower your hips back to starting position to complete 1 rep. Strengthen your hamstrings and core for thrusting in missionary position. 12. Plank with alternating knee to elbow. Get into a plank position with your hands on the ground underneath your shoulders. Your body should form a straight line between the top of your head and your heels. From this position, engage your core as you drive your right knee up to the outside of your right elbow. Return to starting position and repeat on the opposite side to complete 1 rep. Builds core and upper body strength for woman on top positions, and increases hip flexibility. 13. Scissor legs. Lie on your back with your hands underneath your hips and your palms facing down. Bring both feet straight up into the air and point your toes. Keeping both legs as straight as possible, engage your core as you lower your right leg down toward the ground with control. Without touching down, bring your leg back up to starting position. Then repeat on the opposite side to complete 1 rep. Builds strength in your lower back and abs for stronger thrusting, and improves flexibility. 14. Hydrants. Get onto your hands and your knees with your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Engage your core and butt as you lift your right knee straight out to the side and up toward the sky. Release with control. Complete up to 10 reps, then do the same number on the opposite side. Opens your hips and improves upper body strength for doggy style.